Rob Parsons joins me on set. Rob, this threat of a second front, how seriously should we take it? We've been talking about it, the possibility of one, for weeks now.
Yeah, well, very seriously indeed, given the situation, broadly speaking, in the area, in the region, and the fact that Israel has an enormous force on its northern border with Lebanon, and Hezbollah has somewhere in the region of 150,000 rockets and missiles trained on Israel just across the border in Lebanon. The potential for an incident that would spiral into something much bigger is clearly there, and the number of incidents have been ticking up over the last few days. You mentioned that incident where 12 people came under fire from the Israeli side of the border. One person was injured, not too badly. Just before that, 18 Israelis civilians were hit by rocket fire coming from southern Lebanon, fired presumably by Hezbollah. One of those people has died since. So you can see the potential is there, that massive U.S. strike force in the Mediterranean, another one in the Red Sea, a nuclear submarine.
Everything is there.
Everything is there.
Yeah.
If the spark hits the wrong place,
right,
it could all go up in smoke. And one wonders how long Hezbollah can stay out of it while Hamas is getting hammered in Gaza. If Israel gets close to completely destroying Hamas militarily and politically in Gaza, will the pressure on Hezbollah to get involved grow even stronger? On the positive side, one can say that Hezbollah doesn't seem to have the appetite to get involved at this stage. Hassan Nasrallah, the chief of Hezbollah, spoke at the beginning of the month and gave the impression that he would rather stay out of it. But the pressures on him are building.
And what about Iran? I mean, Hezbollah is backed by Iran. What does Iran have to say?
Yeah, well, similarly, again, I think Iran has looked at what's happening regionally and said, well, look, it's not the good moment for us to get involved. It understands that for Hezbollah to get involved in major conflict with Israel now would probably be very disadvantageous for Hezbollah. It would take serious casualties. Its stockpile of weapons would be seriously reduced. On the other hand, I think Iran sees diplomatic possibilities for exploiting the situation in Gaza. We've seen it particularly at the weekend at the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Summit in Riyadh, where an Iranian president went to Saudi Arabia the first time in 11 years, was hoping to get much more out of it than I think it actually did get out of it. It was wanting at least an oil ban on Israel, supply of weapons to Hamas. It didn't get that, and it said it was a pretty anodyne statement by the summit at the end of it. So I think Iran will be disappointed by that, but looking more for diplomatic opportunities than military at the moment.
All right, Rob Parsons, thank you so much for that analysis.